Hey, what's up guys? This is Oakley and we're going to be playing some Shogun 2 Fall of the Samurai this time. So it's going to be a 2v2 with myself and Indy Pride playing. So my forces are arrayed up front here and we're going to be facing off against the opponent on this vast open terrain, snow-covered hills and valleys and all that. So it's going to be a pretty awesome map. We're going to be charging forward. Opponents there in the distance. You can see my cav charging for the hill. The enemy is going to be doing the same. So over here I have 3 Yariki. Actually, I have one parrot gun that's going to start to fire upon the enemy hill, and then I have some White Tiger force and other units up through here. The enemy is also going to start shelling our positions. This is what I love about FOTS. Combination of melee and ranged troops is just such a perfect blend. But anyways, I'm going to be trying to claim the high ground, but like I said, we're going to be taking incoming fire. Not sure who the spotters are, but they're going to be starting to put pressure on us. And yeah, it's going to start to do some damage, so I'm going to pull on out of there. My infantry is going to be pushing through and trying to hold this. My opponent, however, has these super high upgraded First Royal Marines, Tosa rifles with extreme range, so he's going to be able to hold this front down pretty well. So he's going to wait for me to run into that ambush. So obviously I'm not going to fall for that. I'm going to try and push through the center. He's now going to be targeting my main line of White Tiger force, which is just very much fodder units. So they're there just to claim the building, try and suppress him. Meanwhile, I'm pushing up with Matchlakachi and Bokachi, again very cheap units. Indy Pride is on my right. He has a big line of units, spear levies to screen, whiskey for my men, for the US Marines and Imperial Guard infantry. So he's doing a nice push on all sides, again also facing off against an opponent in the woods. But the push is mostly going to occur down the center, where we're going to start taking some shots. My cannon is retargeting this unit, and they are not in the best of positions. You can see their line of sight is broken. So I noticed this and realized that this would give me enough time to move up. Indy is also going to be charging in with some cavalry. Here comes a charge. He has some rear lines, getting some volleys off against us, so multiple lines. Reinforcements going to be storming in. But this is just going to precipitate more of my guys to charge into this fight. Indy's going to be swarming down the main lines. Let's watch this. I always think the cavalry charges through the woods at gun lines is epic as hell. Gives me very much the Last Samurai feel. But units on both sides are going to be charging in, so this is a bloody mess. We have, however, cracked this position. A swarm of samurai units. And that's just going to give cover for my forces to start swarming up. Enemy guns are going to be suppressing our force. My guys can now start pushing up. So we're driving a wedge between our opponents. Completely broke that. Here comes some cav. Going to be pretty devastating into Indy Pride's back. Some lime green toxic ninja turtle guys coming in through here. So he's going to flatten Indy's unit, but in the exchange here, he's going to get mostly caught up with more cavalry, so perhaps not the best of engagements, and now he's going to be tied by the spear levies and all that. On this front, Indy has yielded the hill, which is not the best. Going to put this on slow motion just so we can get back into position and show you what's going on. Left wing, not much is happening. I've seized this dojo. I'm continuing to take enemy fire, but again, it's just White Tiger. Over here, this is going to be pretty devastating. The first Marine unit's going to be taking out my Bob Marley life, guys. Red Bear infantry here. So I'm pulling out. I don't want to take that engagement if I don't have to. Matchlakachi are very, very bad units. So yeah, mine is just a holding force for us to come and crush this unit over here. I'm going to put this on play. Enemy cav is still running amok, so they're doing a pretty good amount of damage, but with my build I focused on a lot of cheap units to absorb this. You can see my bows and spear levy, really cheap guys, are going to be holding down his cavalry force, while my main line is going to be moving up my Red Bear. So using overwhelming numbers to just keep pushing through and putting pressure. You can see his lines are going to be trying to fall back in that position. His entire line is forced to rearrange itself in the face of my guys. So now we're going to position ourselves to try and exchange fire with his men. It's going to be who can sound the bugle to hit the... Oh, looks like actually the enemy is going to be the one unleashing on me. Indy's cav is going for the flank, but here comes some return fire, giving some friendly fire right there. But yeah, my guys definitely need to start shooting. But more numbers are coming behind them. Red Bear are very tired. That may be what's holding them up. There have been some more cavalry engagements up through the front, putting a lot of pressure on my matchlock Kachi. However, I had some hidden rear lines. I was trying to bait in his cav, so just that has happened. So he's been suckered into my cheap units, again using cheap units to bait enemy forces in. And now his expensive guys are going to be torn apart by my more reformed Red Bear units in the rear. More of my Red Bear is going to be pushing up as his guys retreat. Ooh, you saw some of my artillery hit that unit over here. Again, White Tiger Force doing what they do to soak up enemy fire. Ooh, and it's just going to be a place to sandbag his units while my artillery kind of zeroes in on this position. So my guys are merciless in terms of friendly casualties, but that's okay. It's going to be doing okay for me. I'm going to bring in my reserves, 2 Black Tortoise Force and my General's Bodyguard unit. General's Bodyguard unit has pistols, so he should be able to clean up forces in the back. White Tiger. Ooh, wow, artillery just clobbering that unit. So there you go. I've held that front. Still no action here. Down through the center, his Infanterie de Marine is doing a pretty good amount of damage to me. They're clobbering me in the woods, so I'm trying to pull back. These guys, meanwhile, you know, they're closing in with cavalry, saber cav, and all that, trying to charge my lines, but with the multiple depth, I can take out his units pretty handily. Over here, he does have some of his general's bodyguard units chasing after my bow Kachi. That's fine. Again, gonna have a little bit of a surprise for the enemy general as he moves through here.
Sir, I fear your general is in mortal peril, sir.
So we're going to close ranks and unleash point blank against these guys. Total ambush against the general. He's going to try and pull out of there, and I think the general will make it out with his life, but not after suffering pretty severe and devastating losses. So doing pretty well there. Indy is going to be surrounding the hill. The general has gone into last stand here, but for the most part he's been obliterated. My Kyoto police is here beating these protesters to death. Tosa rifles are very good, but as our guys close in on the woods, their extreme range and accuracy is going to stand for nothing, and in close combat they do not shine. So we're going to watch this little charge come through here. This is awesome. Yeah, those guys are going to be torn apart. So there you go. The right wing has collapsed. The center is in the process of being kind of at a standstill. But I have more numbers than him, so what I'm going to be doing is charging forward on this wing. His Tosa rifles are going to be, you know, hidden, and they can snipe from the woods. So what I decided to do is send my Kyoto police just to charge through here, soak up enemy fire, and now I finally spotted them. What it did is it absorbed a lot of enemy fire, allowing me to finally charge through here, break some of his lines, soften them up with the cav. And Shogun has some amazing visuals. So his forces here may have beaten back my guys. You can zoom in there. And basically at the crest of the hills where I've positioned my guys. So he has more range on me, but I'm mostly just trying to hold firm at this point. My guys are now going to pull back behind the crest of the hill. On the left, cavalry action still rages on. Some of my cannons are also going to be targeting this position, so I've actually been beaten back by more extreme ranges. So he has this hill on lockdown pretty solidly with reinforcing lines. I'm going to try and push through the flank. My general here actually going for his artillery. This is the one thing that was keeping me from pushing too heavily on his position. So if I can shut down his artillery piece, then his last bastion up there has no support. It is going to become an island, and I can just now surround it. So there goes that force. His remaining units here have crumbled with my surrounding fire, and Indy's unit reinforcements are going to come in. So now my cannon can go uncontested. So he is now going to start targeting his units, and now we go for the final, the final kill. I still have a couple more guys up through the center. White Tiger Force, again, fodder units, and these Fruit Ninja experts. These are Shogatai. These are elite. Actually, I called them Kyoto Police. These are Shogatai. So these are very elite samurai type units. And now they're going to be told to re-engage in the fight. And now it's going to be a combined assault. on all fronts. So these guys mostly going to be sent in to break the enemy. Yariki has gone in for a second strike, broke one line, and he's going to be charging through to the next one. And here, let's watch this main engagement as his Tosa rifles in loose formation in the woods start to see more waves coming down from, again, that infamous crest on top of the hill. In combination with this, Tosas on the right side are getting lots of shots off against my Shogatai, but here comes the main meat of my assault. Yariki straight into loose formation units. Not going to be looking good for them. Just carving through these guys. This is a hot knife through butter. Ooh, and here comes the Shogatai finally closing in, cleaning anything up in the rear. Super freaking epic. These samurai charges are absolutely brutal against FOTS units. So here we go, clearing it out. Now we're going to be combining on this last force that was holding here. Decapitations, I think I just saw a head. Yep. So we're killing these guys, taking them down. No mercy here. All up and down the line. Here come my guys. So it is a complete massacre. The retreat is then going to be just covered by all of our forces here. So anyone who retreats from our main line is going to get clobbered by reinforcements on the side. So this was definitely a very epic battle. Hope you guys enjoyed. We can go ahead and take a look at the replays, or actually the statistics here at the end. Curious to see who got more kills between myself and Indy Pride. I think he got most of the kills just because he took on that enemy force and came in to help me out. But we'll see. I brought a lot of guys to the fight, so I'm guessing I lost the most number of men, but that's usually my strategy. Let's see here. Kills. Okay, so yep, he beat me by 10 kills overall. I brought 700 more than him. So, cool fight. Our opponents definitely went for more quality than quantity, but I think in those engagements, usually with a skilled player, the player with more quantity can just eke out more efficiency out of those guys, and through sheer pressure and overwhelming numbers can crack any opponent. So, definitely a fun battle. Hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, stay tuned for more. We'll be bringing you more of these Shogun 2 battles and other Total War content. Hope you guys enjoyed. See ya.